Welcome to my channel, everyone. In this video we are going to talk about Render, TAO, Kaspa and ONDO. TAO is going to get very interesting today. So things remain exciting, so make sure to watch until the end. Also, the past 30 days P&L. I always keep 1k on my account. I'm also thinking to increase that number to 2k because it's going good lately and we are close to an altcoin season for our coins which we have on our list. So basically, if we go back into August, what I want to first show you is with a small amount of money, we can still make huge profits. This is only possible if we keep our losses small because we are trading here chart patterns. Chart patterns can break, chart patterns can get invalidated afterwards, and then we have to take the loss. So my strategy is I have 1k on my account. I always keep my losses per day between $100 to $200 maximum. This is what I'm ready to lose per day. Because I think if I'm going to risk more, then if the day is not good, then I'm going to lose more money and it makes no sense. But once I'm right, once my chart patterns works and once we get multiple breakouts in one go, then we get those kind of pushes. 940, 2k, 550, this is even a small amount. If we now look into September, 1.6k, $2,850, $3,600. Those are very high numbers. Those we have also communicated all those trades on my YouTube channel, and for sure, I'm not earning any kind of money from YouTube. It is a lot of work for me because I have to draw everything into the chart, which I usually don't do that perfect when I'm trading by myself because I can see support and resistance without drawing it. So basically, I would be very gladful if you hit the like button, subscribe button, or leave a comment for my video. This is going to get me a nice feeling that at least I helped out some people with my trades. What I'm also doing are community posts. And with those community posts, I keep you updated if I'm going to change something or if I see something interesting. So basically, follow those. Don't forget to look into those community posts because there it is more like whenever I do an update, I can't do an update again because I have to film everything. Sometimes I'm outside, so I'm not on my laptop. So I still want to keep you updated. That's why I do those kind of community posts, so don't miss them out. They exist on my channel. And here we are also saying what is going to happen, how am I going to trade, so you don't miss out anything. Long intro, how about Render? For Render, we have said $3.93. If they break to the downside, $3.70 is going to get realistic. What we see right now is an head and shoulders formatation, which broke to the downside, and we are currently in the second retest. So I can take out the target here from the chart. This directed us into the $3.70. This one here as well. So basically, what I think is, yes, we still have upside potential, but not much. I'm also in short positions. Don't forget that $3.93. There is a resistance where I think we are not going to break it to the upside. This is the maximum in my opinion. Once we break it to the upside, then I would even say the chance might even be high that we are not going to see that kind of bearish scenarios which I have. But too many coins have that bearish scenario on the chart. Huge bearish scenarios. We will talk about TAO. Very interesting. 5 bearish chart patterns at the same time, directing us almost into the same area. So basically, the whole market looks short to me. We can also say that this might here develop as an head and shoulders formatation, just a bigger one. If this is going to be the case, then we have the $3.39. I would just give you here the price mark. I think this is the best option. $3.34. So there is a target. It's It's going to get activated, this chart pattern, once the $3.75 breaks to the downside. We can also increase our position size once the $3.70 breaks to the downside. So before we start with TAO, let's just talk very shortly about the Bitcoin dominance. So the Bitcoin dominance, we have said it in the Bitcoin update, is within a rising wedge, but this rising wedge can change over the time depending on how we get higher highs in the Bitcoin dominance. So I just changed it a bit. We can also change it later to another kind of rising wedge. This is a bearish chart pattern, so means that the altcoins might outperform Bitcoin in the short term. We don't even have to get into the maximum target. We can also stop midway. But if we now look over the longer time period, then you can see from where we broke out. We got here a falling wedge, which finally broke to the upside. We also got here the bear flag, where we have said once we break it to the downside, we should see the 57.3% in the Bitcoin dominance. We went there. Now we are back in the bear flag, and this is most likely not the best sign that we have a bear flag, a bearish chart pattern, breaking to the downside. This is activating the bearishness. So the altcoins are outperforming, or the altcoins better, let's say it better, the altcoins outperform Bitcoin in this market stage right here. Now Bitcoin is outperforming the altcoins. We broke a bullish chart pattern to the upside, and we are back in the bearish chart pattern. So basically we have some space to the upside. The altcoins are not going to outperform Bitcoin, even though it's going to be very short-termed, not even in its maximum extension in my opinion, and still going up more, because like I said, on the 8-hour chart, we still expect, we don't have to get into, we also have to adjust the target. We don't have to get into 61.73%. We can also stop midway and get the altcoin season for most of the other coins. Yeah, we are already into the altcoin season, but it's a bit, it's not what you think most likely. It always starts with large caps. You can just see BNB did a new all-time high today. The hype coin is very strong. Ethereum did its all-time high 2 weeks ago. This is how the altcoin season always starts. Yeah, it always starts with specific large caps, the largest coins, and then it's going to get into all of the smaller coins, even the top 25 coins, but then top 50 coins, top 100 coins, top 500, top 1000, and even after that into the micro caps. That's then the altcoin season, which we also want to see. So our portfolio gets up, because I don't think that most of us have all of our money and life savings into BNB right now. So most likely people are in losses with crypto. About the USDT dominance, it is also very bullish. So if the USDT dominance is going up, the cryptos are going down. That means that people are switching their cryptos into USDT and they hodl USDT, so a stable coin instead of cryptos. 4-hour chart, yep. So for the 4-hour chart, also a falling wedge, which broke to the upside, got its retest. USDT dominance can go up in my opinion. With an increasing USDT dominance, with an increasing Bitcoin dominance, both are bullish right now. Don't look into this kind of price movement where we sold off a lot. Yeah, this was a small altcoin rally for sure. While the Bitcoin dominance also went down in that market stage, the altcoins made some good gains. This is just a smaller movement if we compare it to the chart pattern, which direct us into that kind of area. Do we have to get there? No, we can also get midway and turn from there into the altcoin season. But we have to see, looking into the Bitcoin dominance and USDT dominance simultaneously is actually a good indicator. So also here, USDT dominance is right now at support, so we can bounce here and the crypto should drop. Let's get into the most interesting coin, which I have. Looks messy. Let me try to explain it. So for TAO, our target was actually $375 to 386 US dollar. We didn't went there. Here was our falling wedge, which broke to the upside right here, and we got our retest. We have also said that the price movement of TAO is very weak, overlapping within a rising wedge. So if we break the rising wedge to the downside, then I would say the purple box where our target was for our long trades should get invalidated. Since the USDT dominance was at perfect support when we were somewhere here, I started to open short trades there. So out of the long trades into the short trades. Breakout, retest, follow through. We got here. What did I do? I think it's my internet. Let's see. Yeah, now it's working. So here, higher high. So we have to adjust the target a bit. Instead of putting it to the retest point, we put it to the highest point. Doesn't make a huge difference, but still we want to do it perfectly and detailed. Then we can say this right here is, this one right here is an head and shoulders formatation, which also broke to the downside. And we are in the retest right now. The red trend line right here, this is the target of the whole head. We put it here to the highest point. Target also down below here. We will get to the target soon. Then we can also say this one right here was a bear flag. For that we use the whole length of the first sell-off, put it to the breakout point. Now we have a second bear flag. We put here the first sell-off, put it here at the breakout point. 1, 2, 3, 4 targets, directing us into the area between 322 US dollar to 316 US dollar. I would just draw here a box like this, and I will give you here both price marks. If we are very bearish, then what can happen? What do I think is realistic? Once we break the bear flag to the downside, which is the price mark of $337, then we should see a drop into 330 US dollar. So I can imagine like this. From here we should still see a bounce and then the sell-off. Let me take this one out of the chart, this arrow, so we can see it quite better. Maybe you can see it yourself. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. This can develop. Keep that in mind. Target then in the most bearish way is the whole head. We put it then to the breakout point. Target 290 US dollar. Yeah, I will delay it because we don't have this kind of chart pattern right now, but it can develop. So keep that in mind. This is more bearish. If we now say, instead of just taking from the spear flag right here, from the lower one, why should we just keep the first sell-off? Why don't we use the whole sell-off from up here? And then put it here to the breakout point. 304 US dollar. So we can develop so many bearish chart patterns and we can trade them, all of them. So basically it looks so far good. We still have fair value gaps, and this is what I have said in my community post. Some coins like Ethereum, Dogecoin and TAO have fair value gaps above, so they can still get a bigger movement to the upside than the other coins. So the other coins might not do this kind of price movement, but TAO can get into that fair value gap, which is up here, where we are also right now, to be honest, and from here sell off. This is my preferred scenario right now because we also have resistance. Keep that in mind, 345 US dollar to 46 US dollar. So basically this block right here, from down below here to up here, this is in resistance block. So we should get rejected there, should sell off with a very high chance. Let's get to Kaspa. For Kaspa, we have had a target 8.8 cents. We even overshot it to 9 cents, 9.1 cents even. So Kaspa was a bit more bullish, but we have drew it here. We should get a huge sell-off. The first sell-off we have communicated it pretty good. This was this one right here, the head and shoulders formatation, which broke to the downside at the price mark of 8.7 cents. We have also said that we can go for the second retest, 8.7 cents, still the same price mark almost, and from there get a sell-off into 8.25 cents. We even got a bit lower than that. So the area between 8.1 cents to 8.25 cents, this was our target. We went there. The movement which we got for for Kaspa looks a bit more better, but we are currently at resistance, 8.659. If we get rejected there, we have seen it for TAO, for example. We have seen some targets for Ethereum. This is my preferred scenario. So the exchange is not a one-way street. Just because I draw something like this that we should sell off doesn't mean that we are going to sell off within 1 hour or within 1 day, or just like this. This is a sharp sell-off. We can make this kind of price movements over the time, where we get price movements to the downside, which get corrected. But if we look into the price movement, which we already got here, it already started here. We got down, we got a correction to the downtrend. We sold off more, got a correction to the downtrend, sold off more, got a correction to the downtrend. So basically, it is not a one-way street. So this kind of scenario can happen within the next days. What I would look for actually is getting into that kind of area around about 5 cents. For that, we have to go into the 8-hour chart. No, even on the daily chart, there is support in that area, and also here in this area. So there it is very interesting that we can get there. If all the cryptos are very bearish, we can also sell off a bit more into the fair value gaps. And there is an area where I would say there I'm looking closely for long trades for Kaspa, because I think for the bull market we can easily see the 20 cents. If we break it to the upside, then we might even be able to do the double, because we can easily develop a cup and handle formatation. This is going to lead us into 40 cents. Nah, not 40 cents, 35 cents, round about that. But let's first get this chart pattern. But there is a lot of potential. And why should I try to get into the long trade if we are up here? Why don't I try to get it down below here? This is my preferred scenario. There I want to be long for Kaspa heavily. There I would look closely for long positions. So I don't want to talk about ONDO on the 1 day time frame. 1 hour sounds better to me, because we want to track the price movement. So far, we have set $1.57. Broke to the downside, got its retest. The retracement which we got to the upside was a bit more, but our target was the $1 for ONDO. We didn't hit the target perfectly. Yeah, we missed this target by 0.5 cents, which is not perfect. I know that. So taking profits always a bit earlier. Instead of hunting the last 0.6%, always taking profits earlier. Then we avoid things like this. Still, what we have to do here is we should see a bounce at $1, get a right shoulder, sell off from there. Let me take this arrow out of the chart so we can see it. So far, we got this in play. We just didn't break the $1 to the downside. Once we do, then this chart pattern is going to get activated. Target is going to be 87 cents, where I would even say we have a support box at 85 cents for ONDO. So, all in all, the cryptos are not looking good. The cryptos are looking very bearish with the rate cuts, which are forecasted at 0.25% tomorrow. In my opinion, it can be a huge sell the news. So basically, once we get it, then we should sell off a lot. And yeah, then it means we have to wait. We have to keep our short positions. We have to look for more chart patterns to trade them actually. But if we get into the areas which I think are very realistic, and yes, 50% correction for Kaspa means 50% more to the downside. 40%, 50% more for ONDO to the downside. It is pretty realistic. You think I'm crazy, but if we just look into the 8-hour chart and we just look this kind of price movement, this was probably 40% already. Not 27. But yeah, okay. I should have zoomed out. But this was not the bull market from 2021. This is 2025. This happened this year. From the top to the bottom, minus 70%. So basically, it is possible that we are going to see a correction, even back into the lows, 62, 63 cents. I would even say 66 cents to 70 cents are more realistic, because there we have a fair value gap. There is also a support box. Then we have to see. This, what we have right here, also looks to me like a rectangle. I can draw you that so you can also see it. So this here looks to me like a box where we have a double top pattern, or where we also have a double bottom pattern. So basically that's a rectangle. Then we put it here, the box, and we can even see 56 cents. So if that chart pattern on the 8-hour chart breaks to the downside, yeah, I know it looks ugly. Once we get that kind of scenario, then I will make it better for you. But then you can see we can sell off a lot. And this is still from the current price. If we get this chart pattern activated, minus 45%. Very realistic in my opinion. From there, altcoin season, where ONDO is going to go, who knows? But in my opinion, this top is going to get hit even higher. So basically, with that said, we see each other tomorrow with hopefully more chart patterns and some profitable short trades.